Let's set the stage here for the final, because now we know, right?
Now we know. Oh, it's gonna be good.
The thing about this, and the reason why it's fascinating to me, is there's just been circulating throughout the entirety of the World Cup, and it just makes no sense. It looks first time I thought it was AI generated.
It had to be,
or
right?
at least that someone put the caption on it, and it was just some random kid that was in the tub, and they're like, we're having fun because Yamal's really good, but Messi's still the guy.
Yeah.
Kelly, this is VO4. These two pictures are circulating. This is Messi with Lamine Yamal, the Spanish superstar, who is 19 years old, or just turned 19 years old recently.
Yeah, Monday.
Basically baptizing him into the world of soccer. And now these two figures will play against each other in the World Cup final.
His family
on
won a
Sunday.
raffle.
Yes.
That's the backstory to this. They won a raffle, and they ended up as part of, and there are multiple pictures apparently like this, except for none of them are with Yamal. They're other babies from this town,
right?
With other players from Messi's club team. But they did a photo shoot with whatever. I'm not sure if it was 8 babies or 15, whatever.
Right.
But Yamal was one of them, and Yamal ends up the one that is in a picture with Messi. And now they're going to face each other in the World Cup final.
In some kind of weird Space Jam, giving my energy into...
This is actually me and Michelle when Wannabe came out.
I did always have chubby cheeks.
That's crazy.
But just the irony of that.
Yes.
That now that the two figures in these two photos will decide the future of soccer, technically. Because
Not just the future.
Right, but-
Messi's been...
But that's kind of what I mean.
Strictly from an odds perspective,
Yes.
though.
No, yeah.
That Yamal and his family would win this lottery.
Yeah.
That Yamal would end up being an elite soccer player. That Messi would have a long enough career to last long enough for Yamal to get to the same level that he's playing
Which is the other
in.
part of it, because we thought his last one could be 22.
Yes. That these two players are not only elite soccer players, but elite soccer players on elite teams that have the potential to get to the final. And then they matriculate their way through the entire bracket to end up in the final against one another. Like, I saw somebody post a picture earlier today of Bill Clinton shaking JFK's hand when JFK was president and Bill Clinton was, it looks to be like, I don't know, 13, 17, whatever.
Right.
It's that kind of like
Serendipity.
butterfly effect, serendipity. Like, how could this possibly have happened?
Right.
It's unbelievable.
So, Kelly, if we can call it VO6 here, this is why I said future, right? And just to kind of put in context what's at stake this week, there are only 2 teams that have won four World Cups ever. Argentina wins, they join that group. Spain could join the 2 group. Like, again, this is the only 8 countries that have ever won the World Cup. Someone's getting or adding to the trophy case. It just depends on whether Spain has asserted itself now in the last 2 decades as one of the teams to watch moving forward, because again they've fallen quite often earlier on in their careers, but as has been said multiple times through Thierry Henry and Zlatan and everyone else, they have created this style of play that everyone is playing from the ground up from the moment they're born. They learn it instinctively, and that's why they are such a cohesive unit. Or Argentina gets 2 from Messi and doubles their collection.
Back-to-back.
Exactly.
Back-to-back.
And it's the first time there would be back-to-back winners since Brazil in 58-62.
Brazil 58-62, Italy 34-38, the only times it's ever happened.
Yeah.
Andrew, you just made me think of something because you mentioned the trophy case. Where does the trophy go?
I would imagine it's on display somewhere.
Right. But
like whatever their version of the star
White
is.
House?
Like you've got the 5 Cowboys Super Bowl trophies at the Star.
or it's like England's at Buckingham Palace.
The original trophy is permanently kept at the FIFA Museum in Zurich, Switzerland.
Oh,
so there is.
So then what do the teams get?
That's a good question. Maybe they get a replica that they can put in one of like the local art museums
plaque.
or something. Well, like for instance, like they don't keep the Stanley Cup, but when you go to the Bruins place, for instance, or TD Garden, they have a display where they have many Stanley Cups that have the team names on those specifically. So there are ways to represent the fact that you have the title either on their own property. Now, granted, those are individual institutions. It's a little different for an entire country.
Right.
Yeah.
That's which is kind of why it like pinged in my head when you said trophy case. I was like, but that's not a team.
Well, like I think the international teams have their own like training camp sites. They have their own like facilities.
Like there's
the
an
US
Olympic
national team.
Yeah, the Olympic Center had Colorado.
Like headquartered type.
Yeah.
Type
You
thing
win
where-
an Olympic medal, it goes home with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like, I mean,
But I'm sure one at least goes to either a coach or someone involved that either that gets donated or something on those lines. Like those will live elsewhere. So
To your point though about Spain and what you're just talking about, the way that basically they're being brought up within the Spaniard football way, they've allowed one goal?
One goal, and it was
One goal.
Belgium of all teams.
Yeah, which the irony. But you think about that, and you then think about what Argentina's up against in this final. Like what if Spain does win, and it's very metaphorically speaking a passing of the torch from Messi to Yamal in this Sunday matchup.
You've got that storyline. Spain could have ended Ronaldo and Messi's World Cup careers in the same World Cup run, which would be crazy. But the other side of it is if Messi wins, everyone that's looking at any kind of Ronaldo-Messi debate is like, we got results on the last straw here that add to it even more.
Yeah.
Like there's so much at stake in this match. And I can't tell you, like, my first thought is it's going to be 1-0. But I feel like the more likely to score is Argentina in that, because I feel like Spain's played such a defensive style of play. All that said, though, it's like they just stoned France.
Yeah.
And France was like
The best offense without a doubt.
And I mean this specifically, like France had it was tied for the largest margin of victory in World Cup history heading into the semifinal. They were plus 14. All other World Cup winners have ended up plus 14. That's how good they were. And to get blanked in the semifinal was crazy.